Get ready for the dictation. Start. It was today on Asad Purnima, some 2500 years ago, that the word of wisdom was spoken out for the first time. On attaining enlightenment, the Buddha spent 5 weeks in a state beyond description. Then he started sharing with people the nectar he had discovered. It was in the Deer Park in Sarnath near Varanasi, the ancient city in the eastern part of India, that the Buddha taught the Dhamma to his 5 original disciples. It was a momentous occasion unparalleled in the history of mankind. The day is also known as Guru Purnima. Hindus and Jains also celebrate it as a mark of reverence for their spiritual teachers. This day is an unbroken link to India's eternal pursuit of wisdom without dogma. I am happy to host the Asad Purnima celebration in the Rashtrapati Bhavan as part of our civilizational journey for welfare of the universe since time immemorial. The video message by the Prime Minister of India, seen by all of us just now, reflects the eternal values and positive approach of India. I am delighted at the very enriching message from the President of Mongolia, His Excellency Khaltmagin Batulga, read out by the Ambassador. I had the privilege to host the President of Mongolia as our honored guest in Rashtrapati Bhavan during his state visit in September last year. It was an occasion for us to deepen our civilizational friendship and to nourish our age-old Buddhist ties. Ladies and gentlemen, I am told that the International Buddhist Confederation, or IBC, with its presence in 36 countries, is holding the celebrations around the world. We, however, are in the midst of a virulent pandemic that has overwhelmed the entire humanity. Perhaps no part of the world remains untouched by this calamity that adversely affects every individual. As a precaution, we have to follow certain discipline and maintain physical distance. The IBC is therefore holding the events virtually. I believe that such an effort is praiseworthy because this makes it possible for a far larger number of people from all corners of the world to participate in them. Ceremonies and prayers are being organized at the sacred sites in Sarnath and Bodh Gaya in India, Kandy in Sri Lanka, and Gandan Monastery in Mongolia. Chanting of Dharma Chakra Pravartana Sutra by the Mahasangha in various countries is being streamed live. Let us remind ourselves that the Buddha's first sermon was disarmingly simple. That sermon, known as Dhamma Chakra Pravartana Sutta in Pali, has a unique place in the Buddhist canon. Both practitioners and scholars revere it as the treasure in which the entire teaching is hidden. For 45 years after the attained enlightenment, the Buddha traveled across the vast regions of the Gangetic plains to bring the healing message to the masses. Thus, he delivered a very large number of discourses, yet all of them arguable, offered only variations and extensions of the key themes summarized in the first sermon. Ironically, the Buddha's teaching was against the current during those times, but the force of his argument was woven around love, compassion, and non-violence. The spread of Buddhism around the world was guided by these eternal values. In his lifetime, he always sought to convince people through his logical and moral arguments. For the Buddha always held that to force oneself to believe and accept a thing without understanding is political and not spiritual or intellectual. This is the precise reason that in his first sermon, the Buddha advises the 5 original disciples to shun the extreme methods and prefer the middle path, Madhyam Marg. Then he speaks of the ultimate reality as given in the 4 noble truths, which are dukkha or suffering, samudaya, the arising or origin of dukkha, nirodha, the cessation of dukkha, and magga, the way leading to the cessation of dukkha. As summation of the human condition as well as human potential, these 4 pitty lines are unmatched in any tradition, spiritual or literary, in entire history. After the diagnosis of our ailment, the Buddha prescribes the medicine, which is the noble eightfold path to enlightenment known as the Ashtang Marg. It is a complete and perfect way of life. The 8 steps are right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. In conclusion, the Buddha proclaims, and a vision of true knowledge arose in me, thus my heart's deliverance is inaccessible. This is the last birth. Now there is no more birth. Stop.